feeling great. Let's just stick with that. Focus for the week is going to be PFP integration, Giveth, praise for Twitter, subdalification, Giveth Pro, probably some other stuff in there as well. Intention for the call is talk about subdalification and get you all to vote on stuff. And I will pass it on to Danny.
Good morning, everyone. What am I feeling? I'm feeling a lot of things. A lot of awesome in all the directions, flying at me at once. So slightly overwhelmed with awesome. And one of subdalification is super interesting me, so that's what I'm here for. But also just to check in with you guys on a couple other things that I see on there, including why can I not unstake my Giveth tokens? But that's another matter. And if somebody knows, you can message me. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
Oh, did you try today? Because I think Cherrick just fixed it like a couple hours ago. Try again now. He did a hot fix. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. Sorry for that, Mitch. I'm feeling good. My intentions for the week are to work on. I want to announce the Regen Farms changes and work on integrating Gitcoin Passport and specking that out, as well as trying to cat herd a little bit around the Mount Pelerin testing so we can launch it. And then, the usual Twitter reviewing all the things. And for the call, I don't have any specific things. I'm mostly just here for the ride, and I bet you have opinions. I will pass it on to Kai.
I'm very distracted. I also had a little thing I put into the agenda. I tried to. It's about the vault. It needs filling with tokens. Maybe we can talk quickly about that. Otherwise, I'm here to listen. Yeah, I'm very distracted. I'll go, and please pass yourself on. I give it to Matteo as I'm.
Okay. Hey guys, hope you have an excellent week. I'm here to sync up, just like to hang out, nothing to add. I'll pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Matteo. I'm feeling good today. It's a good day. It's Monday. My focus this week will be getting this second distribution out of the rewards, and also self-verification for the rewards working group to start working on that. And yeah, that's it. Intentions for the call, just catching up with everyone. And I'll pass it to Hanners.
Hey there. Yeah, I'm feeling good. My intention for the week is to focus on outbound candidates contacting and playing around with some AI stuff. And my intention for this call is to, see what's going on in the forum, get involved in some discussions, and I will pass it over to Monique.
Hey everyone, I'm feeling happy and relaxed. Yes, I'm back from the vacation. And my intention for the week is just to read my DMs, read the messages from all the groups, try to sync, being in the loop with everybody. Also try to finalize the single project view, create project, new design, and also project discussions. We have interesting designs there for, almost everything changed there. And for this meeting, just sub-qualifications, I think my intention and just, to be in the context. I pass it to Almond.
Thank you. I'm feeling good, a little bit distracted My focus this week is to organize everything for the upcoming events, meaning Twitter Spaces, GM recordings, and so on. And my intention for this call is to listen the updates on the Dalification, and I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Almond. I am feeling okay this week. My governance focus for the week is figuring out the working group proposal and the next steps for Communitas in the subdalification process. That is the main thing, and figuring out, I guess, the next givebacks round is ending this week, so I don't know if that's governance anymore or what group that falls into, but I'm going to do that too. And my intentions for this call to stream, sync up, maybe say the words ETH Barcelona and see like what kind of reaction I get as far as preparation goes for that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much. Oh, and the round 31 extra givebacks votes that just got put up, make sure that people know about that. And I will pass it to Nico.
Hello, hi, thank you. I'm feeling happy. I'm a little bit distracted because I'm at the airport right now. But yeah, my focus for the week will also be buddy calls and also some GM stuff and some fixes with the Giveth Coda time reporting issues. So that needs a little fixing. And yeah, I'm passing it back to you, Mitch.
Sure, let's hear from Jake.
Yeah, let's hear from him. I'm feeling good. My focus for the week is I got a bunch of outreach, plus I have a bunch of biz dev stuff with Griff to go over this week as well. Intentions for the call, I just love listening in and hearing what we have to vote on and everything you got, Mitch. So let's pass it along to take a stab at this. And Santi, I think you have to go.
Thank you, everyone. Feeling good today. Intentions for the call is just listen up the updates on the subdalification and get updated and sync with the rest of the stuff. And focus for the week is keep on NFT research, get back into the maps for the projects, and see how we can get some more exposure for our PFP collection. And I'll pass it to, I don't know if Rochelle went.
Not yet. I'm feeling meh. My focus for this week is to process the next batch of payments and also catered on time reports. And intentions for this call is to just listen, sync, and see where I could participate. And I'll pass it to Nicola.
Thanks, Rochelle. I'm also feeling meh and emotional and not ready for the week. And I probably will still figure a lot that's going to happen this week, but my focus will be putting together coordination around the Meet the Makers continuously and maybe some outreach and get herding around projects and their updates. And yeah, I also plan to take it easy and I want to catch up on the forum. Yeah, I'm just distracted by my internal process. And Kutabe, you can take it, Kutabe. Hi.
Thank you, and sorry if I was being loud. I didn't realize that I joined unmuted. I'm feeling good. My focus for this week is, I'm still not that clear on my focus for this week. I know that I have to support a few communities projects like the podcast and the ambassador program. And my intention for this call is to sync up. And I'll pass it to, let's see.
We can hear. Go ahead.
No, pass it for me, Mitch.
Okay, good. Let's hear from Suga.
Thanks, Mitch. Hi, everybody. Right, feeling okay. But I'll just try and make it quick. So, yeah, paying attention, intentions for the week, paying attention to all what's going on. We've got lots of voting in our Give. Subdarification is a big one. The NFTs is a big one. What else? What's up on Giveth? Fiat integration, just kind of paying attention to everything and here to catch up and give fight too. Want to see how that's going. I'll pass it to Corey.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Just a little bit, got a lot of stuff going on, but organizing it for the week. My focus for the week is definitely continuing the Chainvine launch. We've got a Twitter space this week and some other comm stuff, I'm sure. And also have, I want to make sure we get the updates going for the Giveth homepage, what's up on Giveth section. And some other comm stuff around PFP collection promotion. Let's boost that this week, posted an announcement. And also want to tap into the topic around sub-DAOification for comms. So for this call, just listening in, see where I should be putting my attention and no distractions. I will pass it to, was just looking.
Me.
Griff. I'm distracted by what's going on, Griff.
I'm very distracted because I'm in an airport and I feel very accomplished. Not only did I achieve all of my goals here in Turkey, but more so the fundraising goals of last week. Holy crap, number 1 on DAO drops and all that money from Optimism for a bunch of projects. It's like, oh my God, it's so huge. So I'm still reeling off of that. This week I have torn focus. I see, oh yeah, look at you little kitty. So I see Danny here, and it reminds me that Burning Man is a focus this week because tickets go on sale. Also, fundraising is always a focus, and there was one more distraction focus. I don't know. I'm distracted, so that's my focus. And main intention for the call is just to stay up to date and discuss directions. I'll pass it back to you, Mitch. Pass it.
Thank you. And did we get everybody? Michelle went. Lauren went. I think we got everybody. If I didn't, just speak up. Okay. Then let's jump into it. We got lots of great stuff here. No priority check-ins. We can move right on into some stuff y'all need to vote on. Oh, AI April, cool. If there's time, we'll show AI April at the end, Griff. Some stuff to vote on. There is, maybe you guys got this already. There's staking 1 million Give for Give power from our liquidity ETH multi-sig. This is going to be used to give out to the winners from the project survey, which looks like there's some issues there that Nicola reported that it looks like Claire has to figure out. But we need to stake this Give so that we can give power to the projects that completed the survey. That needs one more signature there. There is another vote here, which is 2 parts. As Ashley was saying from our check-in, we gave out around 500K too much givebacks in round 31. So this is going to cancel allocation for about 6 users. So it's going to set their allocation to 0. And so that needs to be signed. And then in the second part here, we're going to give them a new allocation, and that can only be done through the NRGive DAO. So these are 2 parts. The first one is we cancel their allocation, and I think that needs a couple more, 4 more signatures on that one. And then after that, we'll pass the vote and give them a new one. This is all, Amin and I went back and forth on this. We checked it out. It looks like this is the way to go forward on it. So We need to sign it in the multi-sig and then pass another vote in the NRGive DAO. So that's a two-part thing there between the multi-sigs and the Aragon DAO. Give Garden, there's nothing in there to vote on right now. As well, we have in the NRGive DAO a lot of token requests. And if you're not sure whose names are on these proposals, you can refer to the forum post, which I'll be covering a little bit later in the agenda. Does anybody have any questions about some of these votes that are up there right now?
So the one where we're resetting allocations, does that depend on people not having claimed it yet?
I claimed it for them.
Oh, okay, great.
I claimed it, and then I reset the numbers by like minusing how many tokens they've already claimed, minus how much we overpaid them, and then finding their new amount that they're supposed to get.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Great. If you guys are feeling good about that, I'll let you take some moments to please go ahead and sign and vote on all the things. Moving on into the forum stuff, we've got the big one that I heard from most of your check-ins was the sub-DAOification. So we had that session, I think it was a week and a half ago. I took everything, I tried to like synthesize it and think of the best way to move forward based on what everybody said and voted on. So here there's some stuff around the format. I'll go into this a bit in depth. So this is what I think we should include in our working group proposals based on what you guys said. The first thing being the important stuff. Who are the people in the working group? What are their specific tasks and roles? This is including who is the leader or the manager of the working group. How much time monthly is each person on your team committing? What are the high-level goals? What does success look like for the working group? How will this benefit Giveth? Some very interesting suggestions that were from Jake, I believe. It's like some crucial things to think about now. How does it bring more projects or donors to the platform? Does it bring revenue to Giveth? Does it help us secure grants or investments? Those are some important issues to think about right now when you're building working group. What will be your measurable deliverables, your return on investment, your GPS goals? Whatever metrics or format you want to use, there should be some manner of quantifiable goals. If you don't have any quantifiable goals, then you should explicitly say why. An example could be if it's a working group purely focused on research, then maybe they don't have as many tangible things to show, but it should be addressed. How long is this working group proposal for? Is it for 6 months? Is it for a year? Is it for 2 years? Is it for just for 3 months? Should consider doing it in quarters. Just it'll be easier to dice up. But what is your total budget for this period? So that might include your contributor salaries divided by the amount of time they're contributing. What kind of paid services and tools do you need? We'll have like a idea of like shared services. So maybe there's things like Figma Pro that everybody uses that we can like categorize into a higher category. If your working duration is over 6 months, you need to provide some quarterly updates on your working group. Those quarterly updates will include some stuff that is required, like if you had any profits, updates on your deliverables or goals. How much did you spend over the last quarter? and what are your tasks for the quarter that's coming. Some optional stuff. What did you learn in your working group? If you need to change your deliverables, like, for example, maybe you were looking at the amount of Twitter followers and you wanted to change that metric to like some sort of like, how many retweets did you get? Or, if you need to change those metrics, then you should provide that in your update. If your team changed, if your budget changed, if you're increasing your projected budget, then you need the DAO to approve it. So that's some stuff that's like in the working group proposal format. And maybe I'll stop there and leave some room for comments.
Yeah, my biggest question as a working group steward as I'm building this out is I need to put in like the budget information, so I would love to be able to know like who has claimed hours in my working group over the last 3 months and kind of like what the budget and the numbers are. I reached out to Nico and Frischel, but I'm not really sure the process. I don't know if they really know the process, but like what are the next steps to me getting that information that I need from
Got it. Yeah. So this is the note here. If you're leading a working group, so in your case, Ashley, whoever's in your team, you find out how many hours monthly they're going to contribute. Frischel or Nico are just going to give you the salary data. This is what I'm proposing. And then from there, you can figure out like, okay, what's your budget going to be? Because you know who's going to be on your team, how many hours they're committing monthly, and then you just divide that by their monthly salary.
We're working on the spreadsheet that we could share to everyone, where it would show the hours that contributors charge for each working group. But for the salary info part, maybe we will provide a separate spreadsheet for that for each working group lead. So yeah, we will share that hours detailed spreadsheet within the day so that everyone could access it and know how many hours were charged for each working group for the past 3 months.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be really helpful. Thanks, Frischel.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments on this format? There's still a little bit more stuff to cover, but I'll just leave there for any comments. Okay. All right. So a couple things here that I heard from what you were saying, some concerns or some just like scenarios that like, what do we do if this happens? If a working group runs out of money, either they retire or they ask for more funds. That seems like the two clear options that they have. I think that was from Griff. Some clarity on like where does the whole DAO need to vote on something. So approving an initial working group, we need to vote, do that through Snapshot. If they're increasing their projected budget, we can vote through the NR Give. If they're asking for more money, kind of a similar scenario, again, through the NR Give. If they are for dissolving a working group for some reason ahead of its scheduled end, we'll vote through Snapshot. This would be in the case that if maybe a working group says they have a duration of 2 years or something like that, and it could be like Communitas or, GiveFi or something that might take a really long time. And maybe it's not doing so well, maybe it's not really meeting the goals that it said it would, or maybe it's just straight up like hostile or toxic. This would be an extreme case where the DAO could vote to dissolve the working group. Before that, though, obviously there would be some sort of conflict resolution, like we would try and like work it out before just like voting to dissolve a working group. But that would be an instance where we would need to vote as a DAO on something. costs that don't fit into a working group. This is another one here. Contributors who budget professional development should ask for that budget from the relevant working group. For example, if I'm taking 10 hours a week to learn Solidity development, it's like maybe I need to budget those hours and ask for it from the development working group or whatever it turns out to be. If the working group can't afford to pay for professional development, then can the DAO afford to pay for those things? So that's why it will be easier to just put that under a relevant working group to cover those costs. Shared costs. And again, if you guys have anything, just interrupt. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on working through it. Shared costs. So shared services that, many people need. Figma Pro, our Notion account, ChatGPT, apparently. Those are all things that we need across many different places. And so we can have that shared services category and be able to track it. Maybe there's other things that are more nuanced, like things like HubSpot, maybe only one working group, maybe two at most uses it. And so we would ask for the working group to shoulder those costs in their budgeting. So we need to get a list of all of that. We'll be able to figure out how many working groups are actually using these tools because it'll be included in their proposal. And we'll be able to track the costs of the shared services quarter to quarter through a bit of extra reporting. Some other stuff here supporting you guys. Since there's a lot of stuff to work through, I would like to set up a weekly space. It could be sub-DAOification, office hours or something. It might be an hour every week where myself or someone else in the governance working group just hangs out in a Discord and we can work through any like small issues between leaders trying to craft their proposals or so on. And then we'll have a monthly session where we ask all the leaders, well, everybody to attend, but specifically the leaders to work out any of the larger issues and just like make sure things are going forward. Deadline for the transition. This would be defined as working group proposals are in for all of the working groups and are approved by the Giveth DAO via snapshot. This does not include updating role proposals, reorganizing the forum, calls, time reporting, Discord, all that stuff can come afterwards. But I'm proposing that we set this deadline for July 1st this year, so a little under 3 months from now. Next steps, get feedback on this post. If you feel ready to lead, draft your working group proposal. And we need to schedule those sessions that I just talked about a little bit further up. Any comments? Seem clear? There's some stuff here on buddy calls that I'm interested in hearing.
I have one question. Maybe I missed it and you already mentioned it, but the working groups are going to stay the same as all the working groups that are now in Giveth, or no?
Some of them might, but probably most of them will change.
Yeah, that was kind of my question too. I mean, like, have we been able, I know we came out of that call like wanting to make a list of all the products that we currently have. Have we had a chance to like do some of that and looking at what the working groups are and who is leading what so that they know what proposal to type, to start making?
Yeah, I mean, we can make a list of products and stuff. I'm interested in like who's leading the work right now, and it's like, if nobody's going to lead the work, then the work isn't going to get happen. And I think this might lead to like cutting scope in a lot of places. But I think once we schedule some of these sessions, then we can find out a list. But I don't know how helpful it is to make a list and then say somebody needs to lead all of these things. It's like, if you want this work to happen, then you kind of have to like take the initiative on it.
So these working groups should be kind of like business, line, the business line, for example, or a product, or some. Yeah. What's the definition of this part? Okay.
Yeah, there was some stuff I wrote in the other one. Oh no, it was in the Miro thing that you weren't there for that one. But it was like either they're around a product, so it could be like the Giveth DApp, and you have many different skill sets. You're working on a product, and then it's usually like a long duration. Maybe you have a project that has a lot of different skill sets, but a short duration. You're focused around launching something, and then maybe you have like a core or like an operational working group that's focused more on tasks and could have like less skill sets and usually has a long duration.
So I think that, either before start organizing ourselves would be good to have clarity on which working groups are going to stay as working groups and which products are going to become working groups, or I don't know. I think that would be like kind of like the first step, because I think that, well, for me it's kind of confusing because I'm into working groups, and then I also leading some projects, and then I don't know if maybe I will be splitting in 2 or 3, so maybe kind of like that would be good to clarify first.
Okay. Well, I can't clarify it, so we have to come together and decide that. I can't just decide what the working groups are going to be. So we'll probably have to like organize a session and like, or a list or a spreadsheet. But I think probably a session will be more productive than just like everyone writing a bunch of random things down.
Yeah, I don't think that you should do that too. But yeah, I think that a session would be good.
Yeah, I agree. I think a session to define this stuff would be good, and maybe we can come to the session with a list of the products that we currently have, and we can all decide together which ones should be dissolved, which ones move forward, who's leading what, and if they aren't being led by somebody, then figure out the best way to dissolve them.
All of the products. Okay. Okay. Is that something we want to do this week or next week? I mean, it sounds like you're ready to go, Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also just creating kind of a work in progress document, so it's like, it's fine. I'm adding to it as we go. It's evolving, like, as this process is getting defined, so it's not like I want to jump the gun or put pressure on anybody else either. I mean, I can also create the proposal in a way that it's like, okay, this is Communitas working group, and we have these products within our working group or something, like I could at least come to the session with the products that I would see included within the working group, or that members from my working group tend to be leading or working on, or, but yeah, I can't decide this either alone. So I guess that's where this decentralized thing comes in.
Okay. Okay. Griff, I know you're distracted, but do you have any opinion? Oh. AFK.
Sorry, it was hard to get to the mute button. Yeah, it's I love the direction this is going. I think it makes sense for people to divvy up different projects within various working groups, and some projects might want to be their own working group completely, and other projects might all fall under Communitas, like the Discord. That might be a small product that goes along with a working group, a larger working group. So it makes sense. And what I would say is I wouldn't be afraid of being in multiple working groups. I think a lot of us will end up getting funding from multiple, working groups. And I think that's cool. That's what helps. That's a really easy way to have internal communication by default, So it's a good thing.
Okay. Cool.
The only piece I didn't see mentioned is the centralized piece where we determine a budget. I guess I just decree a budget for this moment, or like I am willing to sell this much, a month or something like that. Like, how do we do that?
Yeah, I tried to get that on the last one, and people are like, there wasn't enough context to make a decision. Some people said to stay at 110K, and then a lot of people said, I don't know. But based on what I heard from you during the session, it was like, well, how much are you willing to spend? I mean, that's
That's it. Yeah, and I wonder if there's maybe some kind of formal agreement I should make with the DAO, like for the next X number of months, I will do this much, or kind of have that so that we can have more stability in that process, or commitments or expectations, for planning and voting, and just having that built in somewhere.
So a formal agreement saying okay, I, Griff, am willing to pay this much for this duration. And then...
Yeah, for the next X number of months, this many months in advance, I'm willing to exchange this much USD for whatever give token price is, that kind of thing.
Okay. And that would become, in effect, like the max DAO budget.
Yeah, exactly. Unless, of course, there's revenue to go above that.
Mm-hmm.
That comes in. How do we play that? So, yeah, just throwing that piece in.
Okay. I think that's, we can work on that too, in tandem, and you need to think about what you're willing to give, essentially. Oh, I can't hear you anymore, but okay. I'll hit you up after this. Okay. So what I hear is I'll set up a session for us to identify these working groups and products, find if there's a leader for them, and not to say these will pass. You can draft these working group proposals, but they need to pass. So we'll kind of have that process together, and then work on some sort of formal agreement with Griff to determine the max DAO budget. Okay. Anything else? Lauren, you got anything?
I have a question. Can we propose a working group that's the person that's already working with General Magic?
The person that's already working with General Magic.
For example, I want to propose, in the product and testing working group, and now I want to include Mo. And Mo's contract is with General Magic, not with Giveth.
But he has a role proposal with Giveth.
Yeah, he has, but I'm not sure about the salary.
Well, Shell has all the info, so you'll be able to get it. So the answer is yes. Okay.
And I guess so we need to basically, like, in the call we were talking about how some working groups are like, yeah, more overarching. So we need to kind of like coordinate around those and have somebody like make a proposal for it. Like for like we were talking about like for marketing or for comms, but I think like, you know, comms then can get broken down into like copywriting on specific products and then like maybe like social media or something like that. But like maybe the current comms team needs to consider like what those working groups would look like and then who's going to start drafting these proposals so we can actually effectively make this transition, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially these bigger ones, like what, because a lot of it is going to change, right? Just the structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you want?
Like, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you want a session with the whole group to talk about splitting these things up, or do you want one focused on just like the comms working group?
Well, I think the comms working group can figure out how comms gets broken up. Well, we don't need like a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. But so we're just going to have a next session on kind of like talking out, hashing through these details a little bit more, and then actually going through the process of making proposals.
Yeah, because I had that in the Miro thing, and it was only 15 minutes, and we probably need at least an hour to do it. So.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Mitch. That sounds good.
Yeah, another meeting for sure. Even in that one meeting, we didn't even get to talk about like the inputs on the comm side, and like it's definitely a big move, which I agree with. I think, but yeah, it needs more hashing out.
I think Corey, you definitely should think about like how do you envision this, and like what do you want out of this to like help comms contributors just operate better, you know? So. Think about that and maybe bring it to the session that we'll have as a group later on.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I think we managed to work out a good chunk of this. We still have a few more topics to cover. Does anybody else have any last comments on this issue here? Okay. Q1 2023 NRGive token distribution. You guys are already on it here. So we're up again. Distributing tokens for eligible contributors. If you were a contributor with an approved role proposal, working hard for Giveth, you are probably eligible to ask for 89 NRGive tokens since January 1st. Sorry, I forgot that date. You can see the spreadsheet here that has a breakdown of everybody and the rounds that they've claimed for, or if they're eligible. I recorded a Loom video because inevitably somebody always asks questions or just does it wrong. So if you want to learn how to request NRGive tokens, I recorded a little tutorial there. And this will be closed by April 3rd. So there you've got, May 3rd. You've got 1 month to get your vote up and get it approved. And you cannot claim retroactively these tokens. And yeah, if you need reference, there's all these people here posting their links so you can find out which vote is theirs on the DAO. Contributor pay raises. I wanted to come back around on this. It's a very tight proposal here. And there's some debate over if this is the right time, what should be the process. Do we have anything to say about this? Lauren or Heather?
Yeah, I've had like maybe another idea of like where we could factor in contributor pay raises, and it's in the sub-DAOification process. If we can somehow allot a certain percentage, or if it's like really just timing is bad, and then when like the market's better, then we pass like a one-time pay raise proposal. Yeah, those are some other ideas I had for solutions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's like if we set a max budget and then we have to add 10% or 5% to our working group proposal budgets, and then the sum of those budgets are over the max budget, then it's like, what do we, you know? Because if we take what we're spending now as the max budget and then we add 5 to 8% on top of those for pay raises, then we're going to be over budget. So that means something needs to give somewhere else.
Yeah, well, then that means that in the budget right now, then there's no room for pay raises if we're already at the max budget.
Assuming we're not going to set a max budget higher than what we're spending right now, which I don't think we will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sticky. I'm not really sure if there's quite a clear solution at this point, but.
Mm-hmm. Marker. Okay. Sounds like we leave this one for the books. I don't know how to move forward on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, do we just have smaller percentage of raises when the market isn't so good? Like cutting my raise percentage proposals in half, so it would be more of like a 2.5% to 5% range. So that does give some sort of financial incentives for long-term retention and performing well, and then it can be like dynamic when the market's doing better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When, that's it. Like, it's not really an answer on like when it will do better that we could like make these changes.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else on this one, I'm going to let it lie. Handling subscription payments. There was a thing here from Kai. You were going to talk to someone from Avado.
Yeah. Bernd is an old friend. Griff knows him. I don't remember the name of his company. Is it the old company? Griff knows it for sure. It's been like back in the day. It's a thing he set up for his crypto ventures to be able to pay whatever needs to be paid in fiat. And he could basically offer us a process where he pays our stuff in fiat and we reimburse him in crypto. Basically, like Griff is doing now in a way, but with a real bank account in the back, and like he's operating out of Switzerland, so it would be pretty watertight. He already asked me what you guys said, so I can I can ask him whatever. Like he can come here and talk to us, like give a proposal, or I'm not sure how to move forward, loop an individual in like that.
Sure. I mean, I think we should think about what kind of questions we want to ask, like the fees he charges on conversion.
That one definitely. If we want to, if we really think this could be something for us, I'm pretty sure he's happy to, get into a session with us. And if nothing comes of the session, it's fine as well. Like like I said, he's an old friend of me and us and Giveth, so really doesn't hurt to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was asking him like, hey, what are our options? What do you do? And then he was rattling on about, we could do something, form a new entity in Switzerland, like a public entity that's not for profit. I mean, again, the common stack did that. Maybe we could use the common stack to get a bank. I mean, there are many, many, many possibilities, but he for sure is a person really knowledgeable in how to deal with crypto law and fiat and all of that within Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
He would take all kinds of crypto. I would recommend stablecoins though, so we don't get too crazy.
Okay.
Sorry, really sorry about the timing. It's really hard to participate, but if I remember right, his company was called Old School, and we used it before. It was very nice for people to get invoices and such, especially like kind of like people do with Opolis, and so that was really cool. I believe he was charging 5%, and I think it's a pretty good option. And then also it's worth mentioning that Yas is pursuing a Swiss entity with this guy Jose, and that there should be a little coordination there. So just check in with Yas, because if we have a Swiss entity, then maybe we can also do it through them. And I think because it's looking like we will pay like $6,000 basically to start our own Swiss entity. Maybe like $3,000 a year, $3,000 per setup, and and then we would be able to also use our own bank account and stuff like that. And the idea would be that we would use that entity to accept grant money and things that we have to do KYC. So
nice.
There should be some coordination there. Like definitely checking with us.
All right. Do you think it's still like helpful, because like I mean you founded stuff before in Switzerland, but even if we form our own thing, he would be down to help, I guess. But I'll take it to Yas.
Great.
I'm gonna spitball some of these questions down in the forum, and maybe that'll help you answer them. Great. Some last things here with 5 minutes left. I'm asking for some reimbursement for gas money. This is basically small proposal here for gas that I paid out of pocket to do the treasury management, as well as launching the PFP collection, as well as getting our Aragon OSX Giveth DAO ENS subdomain. So there's a bunch of transactions I've recorded here. I've taken a few out of the equation that I didn't consider eligible, like setting up an ENS name for the PFP collection deployer and so on and so forth. This is here for review. I'm asking to get repaid in ETH because that's what I spent in gas, and that's about 0.34 ETH. So that is up for review. And lastly, there was this request for sponsorship for touchscreen. Something about like a media, Web3 media DAO. Looking for about $5,000. I think this is a no, but this is up there.
Yeah, I agree. There's very few information on their side. I think it's like the first edition or something. So I also think that is a no.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's something about ETH Barcelona that we have to talk about. I don't know. Do you have more information, Ashley?
Yeah, basically, I think the applications for having a booth are going to be closing soon. So if we want to have a booth, we'll need to apply soon. And as an Impact DAO, I think we could get one for 5K. We could also maybe talk to Manu and work something out, but it's not a bad price compared to what they're offering for other sponsors that aren't Impact DAOs. Anyways, I just wanted to bring it up and start to get a temperature check on whether we want to have a booth or not. And if we do, we should fill out an application or start talking to some people soon.
What's the minimum sponsorship amount?
As a sponsor, I think it's like 15K or something, but as an impact project, like being in the area that we were in last year, I believe it's 5K.
Okay. Do you have a website where this information, or is there like an application form that we can look at?
The deck, I can try to find it. I don't know if I can find it in the last minute of this call, but I can make a post in the governance. I don't know. Just wanted to say the words and get it on people's minds and let you guys know it's coming up. And so I can put a post in the governance channel with a link to the appropriate documentation.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Thanks for bringing that up. That's a good point. Last few minutes of the call, just some stuff, some reminders here. This form here for member surveys for our audit from Celium DAO. Got a little bit of around a week to fill in some more responses. So if you want to check it out, it takes about 15 minutes and just like provide some sentiment on the Giveth DAO, and Celium DAO will do the analysis for us for free. Buddy reviews. I have to hang out, schedule some time with Kai. Some forms here, self-review form for yourself and for Giveth. Contributor feedback forms for any of your fellow contributors within Giveth. You can fill out anytime. And let Nico know if you're planning to hang out with your buddy and do a buddy review call. Okay. Anything else? We're at the top of the hour.
I've got something
We
real
need
quick.
to fill the vault. Sorry.
Oh, the
Go for it.
bug bounty vault. Okay, one of you go, please.
So with the project survey winners, one of the winners isn't a verified project for the Give Power. They put in their form that they were verified. Any ideas, suggestions, what we can do about this? My suggestion is that we can wait until they're verified and hold the Give Power, but they're quite a new project, so this could be some time.
No, you need to pick a different one because we're going to stake the give and then we're like harvesting these rewards from the APR. So we should be doing something with it.
Okay. And do we want to offer this other project something instead?
I don't know. Is this something that the whole DAO needs to decide?
No, I don't suppose.
Okay.
Just a really quick, I'm opening up AI April to a wider audience. So if you don't sign up today, there's a chance that you run out of spots. So please sign up today. And don't be so worried about having to put together a project. Just use AI to do cool stuff and then talk about it. Don't be scared. It'll be fun.
Okay. If you have to jump to the fundraising call, go ahead. But I know Kai, you had one more thing.
Yeah, we took really, really long to finally deploy that Heads Finance bounty vault. To recap again, it's supposed to protect us from malicious actors by offering a bounty for a possible smart contract vulnerabilities we have in our contracts. So it's a really cool project. They went to even version 2 now, so that's another thing why it took longer. We took all the steps. The vault is deployed. It now needs to be filled with tokens as a bounty to protect our contracts. It is not forever. We can get it out again, so it's like locked there. And for me, it's really hard to say now, like, how much should we put there, or maybe if people can go to the forum and interact there, we can also have a call about this. I think we should start with like a smallish sum that's not too small but not too big, just to get it activated, because once it's up, we can also lobby. They want to do a big comms initiative and be like, hey, Giveth is now also having involved on Heads Finance, and anyone, like permissionless Ethereum, right? Anyone can fund our vault and therefore protect our contract. So let's say whatever MakerDAO could say, hey, Giveth is so cool, it must stay secure. Gonna put 50K DAI into this contract. And that's why it's really good to have it up there and out there, and people should know it exists.
Cool. Yeah, it'd be good to have a session and figure it out, but I'd be curious to see, like, just based on what other vaults are, then we have a better idea of what a smaller sum looks like.
Yeah, these other ones are pretty big ones, but yeah, let's do it like that. Sure. I'll try to get a meeting together.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we're a bit over time, but we managed to get through everything. Don't forget to vote on the things. Well, I actually got the pitch deck up. Nice, thank you. And we'll do this again same time next week, okay?
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch.
Great facilitation, Mitch.
Bye.